name is Jerry Wong. I'm the CFO, Director of Impact Silver Corp. We're one of the purest silver plays in Mexico. We have a few of our members of our team scattered around today. We've got George Kozinski, who's the VP Exploration in the back there. So we're proud to be celebrating nearly 19 years of exploration and production in Mexico and South America. We're one of the only rare developers and producers. Here at the Cambridge House, it's probably one of our 10th years plus of exhibiting here. Nice crowd turnout today, so thank you to everyone for your time. We have a very unique deal and setup, so we're happy to walk you through our corporate presentation. So the usual cautionary language and statements. So we are one of the best leveraged companies to the price of silver. So we've delivered several 500, 800, 1500+% returns. We're now at a multi-year low, where I'm here to kind of describe our business and operations to you, to try and appease to you that I think we're gonna see an uplift, generational change in the price of silver, and we're gonna take you along for a great ride. Anytime silver prices move, for every dollar silver moves, because we're producing, we actually make more money straight to the bottom line. So we've known Ryan Irvine for a long time. From the previous presentation, we were a long time pick years ago. When we run very well, he mention us again. So we are one of those rare producers and juniors that have revenue in this space. We're now at one of the cheapest points we have been in the last 20 years. So, you heard that right. So Impact Silver has been around since 2006 and has been producing since that time frame, right? It's a frightening thing to say, but I've been with the group for over 10 years, and I've seen multiples of these runs, and you'll see this on this chart here. Several 5, 10, 15x returns. And you've seen that right. Look, this is without rollback. We've never rolled back the shares and consolidated. Anytime the silver runs, we really just deliver these outsized returns. In 2005, 2009 to 2011, 2015 through 2017, and then really recently 2019 through 2021. So you tell me, are we going back? Is gold going lower, or is silver going much higher? And if silver's going higher, we're probably going along for the ride. So our corporate overview is very simple. We like to buy assets that has had a lot of CapEx spending. A lot of companies here are drilling. They're trying to hit and discover the next big deposit. We buy deposits that already are producing and operating. So someone has spent the $50, $100 million. We like to buy those assets when they're near depletion. And then we try and find more ore, right? So we did that originally with the Royal Mines of Zacualpan. You'll see it on the bottom here. It's about 2.5 hours southwest of Mexico City. So on the map here on the south, you'll see that we're just right near the center of Mexico. The new mine we bought in 2023, we paid $6 million for it, called the Plamosa. We got that running the end of 2023, and through the 2024, we're now at around 70% capacity. So last quarter, if you look at our press release, we did deliver about $8.5 million in combined revenue. That annualizes to over $34 million revenue. For a company that's trading at just around $50 million revenue, a $50 million market cap, and that's about 25 cents at 220 million shares outstanding. So very attractively valued, and last quarter we had about $7 million in cash, no long-term debt, and about $4 million receivables. So you can kind of hear these are very compelling operations and valuations in the junior sector. So we have the delivery of the early stage exploration excitement results, development, and operations. Every day we're producing silver, unlike many of the companies here. So through 2006 to now, we've now produced over 13 million ounces of silver. That accounts for over 270 million plus in revenue cumulative. 91% of our revenue comes from pure silver. So a lot of the companies that produce silver now are less and less silver involved. They're reporting zinc grades, gold equivalents, and what that means when silver does go up, they have to sell their gold or zinc to buy back the silver to really be called a silver miner. So when you believe in something like a silver or a specific commodity, you want to buy the purest leverage player you can. So we are one of those right now. We're pure silver in the sense that we're 90% plus. Most of the silver names like First Majestic, Hecla, the major you see, are now like 50, 60% because it's far more efficient to produce gold than it is just for silver. The silver to gold ratio is right now at 90-1, and we believe it's going to go a lot lower because it's a lot harder to find silver, and silver is already in deficit. So this is our continuous production profile since 2006. You'll see that it's run and dipped. Last few years has been very stable, around the 600,000 to 700,000 ounces of silver a year, and that's really a business decision to focus on break even and profitability rather than just going for 1 million ounces. When the times are better and silver prices run again, we can definitely up the size in production again. Again, the area we're in has been in production since the 1500s, so the very well-known history. Corporate structure and overview, we're around 25 cents, as I mentioned. A lot of great names invest in us. Eric Sprott, Crescat, the Commodity Discovery Capital team. Our share range is right at the bottom of this 20-year chart, so you're coming in at a great point. Retail shareholders, 70%. We have very healthy daily volume, around 500,000 shares traded a day. And like I said, we've never been rolled back since we went IPO back in 2005. So the Coolpan area, this is our home project. So we have 3 operating mines, combined assets over 60 plus million between the 3 assets. The Guadalupe on the left here, you'll see the processing plant is running at about just 450 tons per day. The Capire is on care and maintenance. That's something that was worth about $12 million on the books. And there's about just over 10 million ounces, 200 tons per day. And that's something that we can turn on if the silver prices go higher. Plomosas is a new project we just purchased in 2023. And we basically just refurbished and restarted that last year. So the 3 mines are in this vicinity. Like I said, this is the southern portion of our project. This is about 21,000 hectares, 100% owned. That converts to 210 kilometers. And we have 4 areas here. And this is a massive area. By just approximation, we're only using about 3% of the land package, right? So you'll see on the top right here, there's the Guadalupe mill. On the bottom left and right, you'll see the Capire. That's on care and maintenance. So the entire district, all those red lines are really cartoon representations of the veins that goes from northwest down to southeast, top left down to bottom right. So we continue to drill, we develop, and every day we're blasting and hauling rock to the ore site. So we're at booth 114. If you want to see a site visit video, we take retail groups and investors down for site visits all the time. These are some of our operating results. Last 2 years we've been losing money because we acquired a new project, but you'll see that generally on the mine level EBITDA on the bottom row of this, we're generating anywhere from $1 million to $5 million mine level EBITDA, and that's not bad for a company that's trading anywhere from 30 to 70 million market cap. At any given time, we're getting ore feed from 4 ore sites. You'll see those on the bottom right 4 boxes. And you'll see that pie chart here. They're representing our mixture of silver, lead, zinc. We're 90% pure silver across the board. Again, significant upside. Like, this is one of the oldest mining districts in Mexico. There's 5,000 plus historical mines in this area, and we've only just scratched the surface, as we like to say. So people ask what our mine life is. This area has been in production since the Cortez and the Spanish conquerors, since the 1400s. So we like to think there's a lot more to it. Like I said, we're only using 3% of the land mass, and we're continuing to find new veins and new discovery areas. So these are Alacran area. This area produced about 10 million ounces so far. Historically, we believe there's a lot more. We have maps that date back to 100 years. Kina vein is something we had just drilled out early in 2024. You'll see that some of these veins are over 200 or even 1,400 gram per ton silver. So we're not like most juniors where we're drilling for exploration or for ounces. When we find something, we can very quickly advance to production and develop through development. And we sell to companies like Glencore, Trafigura, or very recently even Samsung. So to put that in perspective, the cell phone and the circuit boards, you may have some silver in your Samsung cell phone. So Alacran, this is a 100-year-old map just to kind of show the depth and historical knowledge we have in this area. All these different color codes are areas that's been developed in the last 100 years. So you can imagine, power tools, efficiencies weren't around. And going back with modern technology and modern understanding on geological engineering allows us to really find more ore where we are. Capire, this is the one that's available for new projects, and we're looking for more deals here. Chapinel, we also have gold and copper as well. Not just Tesla partnership. I know we're getting close out of time. We did a deal with Tesla Solar in January last year. That should be online this year. So we're essentially trying to get rid of 80% of our reliance on the energy grid. So it's sunny 362 days a year where we are in Mexico. This is one of the newest partnership we have. I don't think we've seen anything else in Mexico like this. So Bell International they're installing 2 megawatts of power grid for solar panels, and that allows us to be about 80% carbon neutral, off grid. And that allows us to save $1 million plus a year. We don't pay anything up front, but they get the benefit of selling back to the grid. So we're giving them free electricity, we get a portion of it back, and they make their money back on selling it back to the grid. So it's a great setup. The Plomosas is a new mine. This is a new mine we bought for $6 million. We got it back to production. So this has about 1 million tons of high-grade zinc. It's one of the highest-grade zinc in the world at 15% plus equivalent grade. Why this is exciting is this is near and surrounded by some of the biggest companies you'll see on carbon replacement deposits, right? Mag Silver is a $2 billion company. They're about 100 kilometers southwest of us. Some of these mines are hundreds of millions worth. We're right here. We're not known as a CRD project, but this is a permitted producing zinc mine that was once upon a time hosted 1,000 plus employees in the 90s. So again, very similar story to our home project, the Guadalupe. We buy something that's already existing, built, permitted, and we're trying to find a lot more ore. Most companies here try to find the ore and then permit and raise hundreds of millions to build a mine. We do it the other way. So, and, we've been around here for the last 20 years, so I think we're going to be here for a lot longer. And I believe we're going to see this restart and the mill do really well. Last quarter, we added $2 million from the revenue here at the Plomosa. Again, this ranks very highly. It's one of the highest grading zinc mines in the world. Generally speaking, 10 and 10 is what you want, 10 million plus tons, 10% plus zinc equivalent. We're at 14% plus zinc at 1.5 million at tons. Fireweed and Sylvan and some of these zinc projects are 20, 30 million tons. If we can get this to over 10 million tons and 10% plus zinc, it's a permitted, constructed, existing operating project that has a significant mine life plus CRD discovery potential. I think this mine will be a big company builder. So, and we picked it up for $6 million from a bankrupt ASX company. Huge geology here, 7 kilometer strike. These are all 20, 30% plus zinc equivalent, 100 plus, 50 to 100 plus gram per ton silver. Again, I'll leave the website details here. We can feel free to ask us. We acquired it in 2023. We got it production by the end of 2024. Again, it's a restart, permitted project. The team is here. Fred and myself is here. George is in the back on the technical side. And we have a roster of great investors, including Eric Sprott and Commodity Capital. We've raised about $25 million in the last 3 years to acquire the new mine and grow. And it's one of our newest growth catalysts we've had in 10 years. The last time we tried to grow with the Capire. So Impact is growing, and I think at 25 cents and 50 million market cap with almost a third of that in cash and equivalents, you're in a good place to buy some stock here. Thank you so much.